important change is the when the college entrance examination system was restored, and after, actually not after, okay, before, okay, sorry, it's before, okay, before China's reform and opening up policy. So before we learned that China's reform and opening policy was from 1978, but the exam was restored 1 year before, even 1 year before. So you see, education is even more important, okay, more important than the economy. So with the help of the development of education, the economy can develop. So because of the why is it so important? Because I mentioned before that in Chinese society, people think that education is very important, and the opportunities to go to college means that you will have a better job, and then you have a better life. So people will work hard, students work hard, study hard to get in the college. And even after being enrolled in college, most students want to get a higher degree, like master or doctors. So we're with higher degrees, with better educations, and they can devote more to the society, to the country. And in 1986, the 9-year compulsory education system began. So after about 9 years, the 9-year compulsory education system began. So because of this, so thanks to the 9-year compulsory education, so in the year when the new China was founded, the illiteracy rate is like more than 80%. Illiteracy rate means that the people who don't read and write. So it was 80%. But according to the new research last year, the illiteracy rate is only about 2%. So this change is thanks to the 9-year compulsory education. Maybe not all students cannot go to college, or not all students cannot go to senior high school, but they can finish elementary school, and they can finish junior secondary school, so that they know how to read and write, and they know the basic knowledge, basic science or physics. So this is the most important change in Chinese history. And of course, in the last 70 years, the Chinese education has achieved a lot of development, but at the same time, we have a lot of challenges. For example, we have many different challenges right now, but today I just listed some of the challenges. For example, in China, there are 3 categories of higher institutions. So for example, research-oriented, application-oriented, and vocational training. So most people in the traditional thoughts, okay, the traditional thoughts of China, they don't think that being a worker is a good thing. Okay, being a worker, okay, being a laborer is a good thing. So they, of course, prefer to be a teacher or to work for a company and sitting in office. So that's why vocational training institutions, okay, vocational training institutions has not developed very well in China. It's partially because of our traditional thoughts, and it's also because of the balance of the investment, a balance of imbalance of investment. So the government investment too much money in research-oriented institutions and application-oriented institutions, like they are like in the universities or colleges. But for the vocational training institutions, they haven't get too much money from the government. So because of the economic reasons and the traditional thought reasons, the vocational training in China is not very good. But because the students want, and all the parents want their students to go to the research-oriented or application-oriented institutions. So there are too much pressure on kids, especially, not especially, actually the pressure is always there from elementary schools till senior high schools. Even some kids before elementary school, they start study like English, math, and Chinese. So for the kids, so before 6 years old, they actually should have enjoyed their lives, right? But many of them already begin to learn the cultural the cultural knowledges and the science. In China, there is a TV show. It's called.
我特别不懂中国学生假期哪里愉快。
Let me show you a very short clip of this TV show. So this TV show invites people from different countries, and every week they sit together to talk about some interesting topics and share their different ideas from different countries. And in this episode, they talked about the education in China. And let's see what they saw in China.
我特别不懂中国学生假期哪里愉快。这个学期已经结束了，可是老师给学生发这种一个本子，然后呢有很多的作业，然后暑假作业还写了愉快的假期。
假期就是要休息的，为什么要假期还要写作业？我不理解数学不好的就背题，数学最关键的是你要理解。
我的确是很佩服中国老师们的这一点。我再讲2分钟，然后讲完之后呢？ 第2节课已经开始了，所以我们完全没有休息。
Tiger Mom，
她才9岁，一个小姑娘，来给我看了成绩，她才做了2道题，我都觉得哇，说你很棒。她妈就做过，孟老师，她错了2道题，我很担心她拿不到第1。这个小朋友，你一看她的脸就真的要哭了，压力这么大，我成绩不是一切。
It was in. So this video is in Chinese, but we put some subtitles here, but it's not very smooth. Let me explain, okay, what they talked in the video, okay. So the first one is about the happy holidays. So maybe in some countries, okay, summer holidays or winter holidays is a good time for students to relax, to have fun. But actually in China, students don't have fun during summer and winter holidays. We have a lot of homework to do. And the second one is about the recite and math. So even though for some students who are not good at math, they will try to remember the math questions and try to remember the answers. So this is to this person is very strange. And the third one is 2 more minutes. What is 2 more minutes? So you know that every session in school is about 45 minutes, right? And when the session is over, the teacher if the teacher have not finished the class, and the teacher will say, okay, I will talk about the class for 2 more minutes. Okay, only 2 more minutes, and then 2 more minutes. Actually, the teacher cannot finish the class in 2 more minutes. Then the class take all the recess time, and the students don't have recess time. And the last one is about Tiger Mom. So the parents in China, they always have very high, they have very high requirements about their kids. For example, in the video, the person said that he knew a girl, and in her one of her tests, he only had two mistakes, and it was great, right? But the Tiger Mom and the girl's mom says, no, it's not very good. I'm afraid that her daughter will not be the #1. So this is called the Tiger Mom in China. So from this short video clip, we can see that Chinese kids have too much in pressure. So why do they have so much pressure? It's because of the 高考, because of all the students want to go to the higher, go to the good universities, and they want to go to the research-oriented universities, and they don't think that going to vocational training institutions is a good choice. So in order to change this, solve this problem, this year, maybe some of you have heard about it, the double deduction. So in this year, the Ministry of Education has this double deduction reform to limit, to reduce the time, and the homework at school, and reduce the after-school training programs. So before, the students not only have too much homework from the schools, they also have to go to the after-school training programs, and it's too much burden, and it's not very good for the students to develop, especially for the physically and for the brain. So that's why the government have this double deduction reform, and at the same time, the government is investing more money on the vocational institutions, and to educate more like higher standard skilled people. They hope that the people in China, Chinese people can like think that going to vocational schools is a good idea. So they can make they can also make as much money as the people who earned from the universities. Here is the screenshot from a website. It's called the Center for Language and Education and Cooperation. So they have this organization is they will have cooperation. So they have a cooperation with other countries to provide Chinese language training and other training programs. And now they have the Chinese and the vocational training programs. It means that in addition to provide Chinese language training, they also provide vocational training. So from this, we can see that now Chinese government is focusing on vocational training in China. Besides these challenges, we have other challenges. For example, the challenges between the gap between urban and the rural areas. And of course, the education quality in urban areas is much better. And the gap among different regions. And as we saw the map of universities before, the education in eastern part and southern parts of China is better. And the gap among different schools. So and the gap between house registered and temporary residents. So in order to solve this these problems and to face these challenges, the government have different measures to take to solve the problems. Okay, so that's all for today. Today we talked about the education in China, the history, and the challenges we face in China. So here is your homework. So actually we don't have, we only have like 4 classes left, okay, 4 or 5 classes left. So now we are going to focus on some academic research abilities, okay, so that we have to begin to practice the researching abilities. So from this week, we are going to do some research. So the homework for this chapter is to do a research of people's opinions on education in your country, okay? And it should, okay, include 2 parts. The first part is education system in your country, just a very brief introduction of your country. And the second part is your research. So you have 3 options. So you can choose from 3. You can interview 3 or 5 students, people of your peer generation, for example, your sister, your friends, your classmates, about the highest degree they want to achieve and the reasons. And or you can interview 3 to 5 people of your parents' generation, for example, your parents, your uncles, your aunts, about the highest degree they want their children to achieve and the reasons. Or you can interview both, okay? You can interview both and then compare their opinions and the reasons, okay? And let me show, I'm going to show you send you the template later, but I have to emphasize here, okay? Please follow this format. Follow this format, okay? Follow this format. If you don't follow this format, okay, I will, okay, deduct some scores from your assignment, okay? You have to submit the Word format, Word, Microsoft Word, not the PDF, okay, not PDF, because with the PDF, I cannot see the font or the margins. And no PPT slides, okay? Only Word format file. And the title, font, margins, headings, please follow the format. And on the second and the third page, it is the template, okay? So part 1 is introduction of your home country's education system. And here I provide some sample, and you can use this sample, but of course you can also make your own picture and put it here. And part two is the small scale survey supported by interviews, okay? Here I give some suggestions about the structure of your article. So the first part is why you choose this group to interview. And number 2 is your research and your survey. And the last part is your conclusion. Okay. And this time, although I wrote that one lucky group will win the chance to present, I suggest you do it individually. Okay. I suggest you do the homework this time individually. And if you want to do the homework in groups, it is still okay. But please, each group should have a group leader. And when you submit the homework, please tell me what contributions do other team members make to the assignment. Okay? So if you want to do the homework in groups, you have to, so the team members should have tell me what the contributions and the other students made to the assignment. Okay, so that I can know that everybody is contributing to the assignment, not just wait for the other student, the group leaders to finish the assignment, okay? So, any questions about the homework?
Lashi, can you please send us in the WeChat?
You mean the homework to me by WeChat?
Yeah, I mean the PPT. Can you please just
on PPT on the WeChat group.
can
Okay,
you please just share the PPT?
PPT, no PPT, no PPT.
Lashi, he is asking for this minute talk, like assignment PPT.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What do you mean by PPT?
Lashi, I mean, would
Never
you
mind,
like
I will.
the answer sheet format, Lashi, format, like
Format,
yeah, Lashi.
Word,
Yeah, Lashi.
Microsoft Word. Here.
Yeah, Lashi. We'll be really happy if you send it on WeChat group.
In WeChat group?
Yeah, Lashi. This format, Lashi.
Like, we'll
Lashi.
follow the instructions.
Oh, of course. I will send it to WeChat group. Don't worry.
Yeah, Lashi. That's what we are talking about, Lashi.
Okay, I will send it to the WeChat group. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah, Lashi. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions about the homework? No? Okay. Then that's all for today. Okay. Enjoy your other classes. You are going to have other classes, right?
Yeah, Lashi. One hour later.
Okay. Bye.
谢谢老师，
再见，老
Thank
师。
you，拜拜。
再见，
再见，
拜拜
老师，我很高兴。
再见啊。